As impeachment talk begins to heat up against Joe Biden and the White House is pushing back on it, Mitch McConnell in the United States Senate steps forward to say, well, it would be a bad idea to impeach President Biden. Now, on the one hand, I can't stand Mitch McConnell. He's got to be retired. He got to go. He is a rhino on steroids. He is corrupt. He is just a wretched, horrible human being. But he might actually be right about that. But Matt Gaetz, representative from the great state of Florida, has an idea how the GOP Congress could actually help Donald Trump and stave off the indictments.
Let's get ready to rumble! You can't handle the truth.
Hi, this is Pastor Marty, and welcome to the Afternoon Drive, where you get my rants and my ravings on everything happening in pop culture and politics. Make sure you're a subscriber to the channel, and once you are, smack the bell, click the word all to get notification of my rants, and please like and share this video. Help us get the word out that we're here. Thanks for tuning in today. As the indictments against Donald Trump build, so does the support for him. Donald Trump received a lot of support when he was dragged through the impeachment inquiries because there was just something instinctive that, number one, most of the American people knew it was a political hit job. And on the other hand, there was just simply this kind of the same feeling that the American people had when Bill Clinton was put through an impeachment process. It didn't work out for the Republicans. Putting Joe Biden through impeachment, and I know, he is a criminal, he is corrupt. And the fact that Mitch McConnell, who is a rhino, which is nothing more than a Democrat dressed in Republican drag, part of the swamp. He really is the swamp thing. But he could very well be right about we better hold back on wanting to impeach Joe Biden, because right now you've got Joe Biden kind of on the ropes. You've got Donald Trump surging in the polls, and by going after Joe Biden right now, that is simply going to be seen as tit for tat, and it very well could really implode on the Republicans that, you know what, look, you're going to go after Joe Biden. This is just another political hit job. It's just going to ratchet up all of the libloons in Congress. And right now, let's put that to the side. Yeah, there's a day coming of reckoning for good old Hunter and Joe as well. This is not the time. This is not the time. So on this one, as much as I hate to say it, we got to give it to Mitch McConnell. On the other hand, Matt Gaetz has a really interesting theory how the Republican Congress could step in and help Donald Trump. One thing is for certain now, the vast majority of Republicans and now even independents, those precious independents that the Democrats are always looking at in every election cycle, the vast majority of Republicans and independents now see all of these indictments as politically motivated. That at the end of the day, there really is no there. That Donald Trump taking classified documents, hey, every president has done that. He had the power to declassify. This is much ado about nothing. The fact that they're trying to, go after him over January 6th, though they have no evidence of him actually organizing anything. And they've even said that, yes, he did say march peacefully. He did tell people to behave themselves. They're still going after him on that. And so the average American is looking at this saying, Houston, this is a problem. Just like the Republicans sat back when Donald Trump first took office and he was being hit out of nowhere with all of this Russian collusion and Russia was 24/7. And, 2 years into his presidency, he was dragged through an impeachment process. And the whole thing was just a bunch of made up crapola. And the people that were in it up to their eyeballs, like the Adam Schiffer brains, have never been held accountable for it. Matt Gaetz is saying we can't let this happen again. You've got Republicans out there, from Lindsey Graham to literally all Republicans, are having to say, even if they hate Trump, that this is politically motivated, it's a political hit job, etc., etc., etc. They're doing a lot of talking, but again, there's zero action. They should have stepped in and helped him when he was president during the first wave of the Russian collusion nonsense, but they didn't. Under the direction of Paul Ryan, they held back. They eventually got on board, but was too little too late, and he was still dragged through an impeachment inquiry. Matt Gaetz is saying, you know what? If we bring the prosecutor in and grill him over this whole January 6th inquiry into Donald Trump, he refuses to come. Merrick Garland refuses to make him come and testify before Congress. We can bring Donald Trump in as a whistleblower. Bum, ba-dum, bum. And if he's a whistleblower, he gets immunity. That would mean once Congress has given him immunity, anything that he says and any investigations that lead any path in those directions, the president is insulated. He would be immune to the charges. Matt Gaetz was talking about this recently with Charlie Kirk.
Simultaneous to that, you can actually bring President Trump in to give testimony to the Congress, and in doing so, immunize him. Simultaneous to that, you can actually bring President Trump in to give testimony to the Congress, and in doing so, immunize him.
So that Donald Trump could be called in, let's say, by the Andy Biggs committee or whatever, or the weaponization of government committee, which obviously he's a subject matter expert. And as long as he is giving whistleblower testimony on each one of the charges against him, that would effectively neuter the Department of Justice from being able to continue to pursue charges against him. Am I understanding this correctly?
It's a little more nuanced than that, Charlie. You're immunized for the statements you make and the conduct that uncovers. You've got Jack Smith trying to fashion the actions the president took while in office to try to evaluate and investigate information that was coming across his desk. You could certainly immunize him for that. So I think that the areas where we could provide the broadest immunity for President Trump would be around the conspiracy charges, the deprivation of rights charges. It's almost hard to say with a straight face that Jack Smith has brought. In fact, it was the FBI doing the most to deprive people of their rights when they had agents meeting with Facebook, Meta, Twitter, all these technology companies to try to get the Hunter Biden laptop story just scrubbed from the entire information domain during the 2020 presidential contest. So that would be a specific area where I think we could neuter the deprivation of rights and conspiracy charges in the Jack Smith indictment if we brought President Trump in for whistleblower testimony.
Now, while myself and others, including Steve Bannon, have said, one thing upside to this whole indictment regarding January 6th is it gives Donald Trump in the courtroom the opportunity to litigate the case he's never been allowed to have litigated. In other words, the actual challenging of the results of the election, the fraud which took place. It's going to be a televised trial, you know that. There is, though, a rolling of the dice where certain things that Team Trump would like to bring up in a court proceeding, on TV, for the whole world to see, a judge may just say, can't present that, can't show that, can't introduce that piece of evidence. They really could handcuff and gag Trump's legal team. But exploring the possibility of immunity, that's worth looking into. That could be a game changer right there.
Well, the Democrats are going to step up and say, you're just protecting him. You're just protecting him.
Like they're protecting Joe Biden and Hunter. See, that goes two ways now. Is Donald Trump innocent? Absolutely. Are these charges a bunch of bullhock and canard? Absolutely. But is it going to be a drain on him? Is it going to be a drain on all of us that while there's an election taking place, there's all of this extra drama? Yeah. This is a way to end the drama, to vindicate Trump. Let him get on with the election. Let us get on with our lives. It's time to look into making Trump the ultimate whistleblower.